Hey,
Hey,
Trish.
welcome to H3 Live. You're here with Trish and Steve. Hey, Steve Bose.
Hey, Trish. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you.
You as well.
I know. We haven't done this in a long time. We have been on the road. For anyone who's been following us, we've done so much visiting with vendors, writing reports. I just looked the other day, Steve, we have 9 reports out already this year. Like that's far more than we've ever done, I think, in the first 6 months of the year. How are you feeling now that we've made it about halfway through?
Yeah, it's about halfway through the year. We've been super busy and maybe just a touch more travel coming up. We're
Mhm.
excited to be heading out to Sherm in a couple weeks. We'll be doing some things out there. I know you will, and we'll be doing some things with our friends at Experian Employer Services, which is going to be super fun.
That's
Yeah,
right.
so I'm excited for that. And then maybe a little break in the summer. We'll get off the road a little bit.
I know, right? I do have a fun trip planned. Over like 4th of July weekend, I'm going to be going to Washington, D.C. Every
Okay.
year, I watch the fireworks and the whole, the concerts and everything on TV. And so last year, when I was watching, and for anybody that knows me, including you, I don't like to plan that far ahead for anything.
Mhm.
I booked my hotel last 4th of July for this year. So
Wow.
I'm gonna be going to Washington, DC, and maybe I'll do a live from there, live on the Capitol lawn or something.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
fun,
it
and
should be
and
fun.
we'll do something from Sherm, of course, probably, and,
We will.
I think in general, our plan is to get back into a more regular cadence on H3 Live, whether it's weekly or biweekly. We're still working that out.
Yeah.
We're gonna experiment with some things during the summer months, I think, as well, until we sort of
Mhm.
kind of figure out the structure and the process that's gonna make the most sense for the fall. So I'm excited for that too.
I am too. One other big thing though, and I want you to maybe drum roll and announce it. We have been making some big changes over at the HR Happy Hour Media Network. We've got a couple more things in the work, but I know you wanted to talk about one of those today.
Yeah, we are excited, Trish. We are all excited we'll be launching a new title on the network tomorrow, is the first show, Tuesday, June 17th. It's called System of Record.
Mhm.
And the idea behind System of Record is to dive in a little bit more into the actual nuts and bolts and intricacies and important issues in enterprise tech. We do a lot of technology shows as it is, right? We've done them for years and years on the HR Happy Hour. We've done some on Network in America here and there. But I think on System of Record, we really want that to be tech focused, but also to expand our focus a little bit in this age of AI and this age of kind of interconnectedness, right? One of the things we're seeing more and more is it's really not just about the HR systems, right? It's about the
Right.
systems of operations. It's the systems of that help move products and goods from place to place. It's the systems that organizations use to interact with their customers, right? All that stuff's important. We've hit upon those things here and there over the years, but on System of Record, we're going to try to dive into them a little bit more, right? My background is finance and ERP, right?
Mhm.
You've got extensive experience across the whole business suite as well.
Right.
And so we're going to do that. So System of Record is going to have a lot of HR tech, of course, right? That's still our wheelhouse, but
Mhm.
it'll have more than that too. So we're launching that tomorrow. The first show was recorded a little while ago. It's taken us some time to get everything lined up to launch, but we recorded with Dan Beck, the president and chief product officer at SAP SuccessFactors. So the first show is an HR kind of focused show, but it's a great conversation with Dan. We talk a lot about AI as you'd expect, and so there'll be more to come on System of Record. We do have a couple of others in the tank already recorded that'll come out soon, and we'll be looking for more too. So if you're out there listening to this, and whether you're a big enterprise suite vendor or you're just you happen to come across the show from the CX perspective or the supply
Mhm.
chain perspective, or I'd love to talk. I'd love to dig into procurement again too. I used to love
Right?
talking about procurement. So
I
System
agree.
of Record's going to be tomorrow. It's got a cool logo. It's a cool color scheme. Everything about it's fun, and it launches tomorrow. I'm excited for it.
I'm really excited too because like you said, we've touched on things in the past on our other shows. We've done a lot of supply chain shows, right? We've talked we've even done lives with like Chris Leone from Oracle, for
Yeah.
example, because he not only is responsible for HCM, he's also responsible for supply chain technology. And so we've talked so many times about the marriage between the two, and how if you are an HR leader, you will need to understand the other aspects of the business, but vice versa, right? We had a show we did with Maria Villablanca, who is one of the biggest known personalities in supply chain, right? And she constantly was saying, yes, it needs to tie back to the people in the organization and how it all works together. So
Yeah.
yeah, lots of evidence, I think, that we were seeing leading up to carving out a specific title for this. So yeah, I'm really excited. The other thing I think that it's going to give us some opportunity to discuss is design,
Yeah.
software design, right? So beyond just kind of the end result, but talking to executives on why is it designed the way it is? Why does it work the way it does, right? And again, if you're a buyer, and whether that's of a large ERP system or whether you're buying HR tech specifically, those are some of the answers you want before you go and have those discussions with vendors, I would think.
Yeah. So I think there's lots of, it opens up lots of areas for us to explore, lots of avenues, lots of potential new guests.
Mhm.
I guess I don't really need more pitches in my inbox, but
Right.
we'll welcome more pitches in our inbox from different areas of enterprise tech, and we're excited for it. So we'll see, where we take it, but probably be about a monthly series, at least initially. We'll see, and maybe if we find we're grooving on it and people are responding to it well, we'll do it more than that. But we're excited for that. So also, Trish, on the network last week, our friends Nick and Jack released a new show, and I know you listened to it. I have not heard it yet. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that one.
They did. I have to tell you, I'm really proud of them. They've been podcasting for us for about 2.5 years now, and they've gotten really good, right? So for anyone who hasn't listened, it's called The Play by Play, and it's a Gen Z focused podcast. So we don't give them ideas of what to talk about. They're coming up with these on their own. They recently, the one before this was on the tariffs and the impact of tariffs on how Gen Z is thinking about the world of work and the world of business. This particular episode, though, I loved because they're talking all about the housing market and how Gen Z is what they're looking for, how they're thinking about financing them. And I'll tell you what, it's things I've never thought of. As a home buyer, I've bought many homes over the years. I know you have as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, if you're interested in what Gen Z is thinking about, sort of the home buying experience or renting or leasing experience, it's interesting though from a work perspective, because it also tells you some insights on what they're thinking about in terms of how they want to be paid and fully compensated and what they want help with, for example. So if you were thinking about what are some ways we can differentiate our organization from others when we're trying to hire Gen Z employees, maybe it's assisting them in some of those home buying efforts, right? They talked a lot about sustainability, for example, and things that I would
Really?
have
Okay.
never. Or if you're just looking to sell your home, give it a listen, because again, they were talking. I'll give you one example. They were talking about something like smart thermostats are a must. I'll do air quotes. It's a must for Gen Z. I don't know. That's
I
not
wonder what a
right.
Gen Z buyer thinks about when they walk into a home that they're looking at and they see like the
Archaic.
old wired phone setups, right, in every
I
room,
know,
and in the kitchen that would be up on the wall really high
right?
where the kitchen phone used to be.
And they're still there. And that's the thing though. I think that's just another example of why Gen Z's focus is so important to us. And we wouldn't even recognize that. We're so used to our own homes. We don't even think about the outdated aspects of it that a younger buying market coming in would even be looking for. So
Yeah.
yeah, give the guys a listen. They're coming up with one or two a month, and it's been really good. You can find them on your favorite podcast network or just on hrhappyhour.net. And
Yeah.
if you click the play by play, you can see all of their episodes. They're also really fun because they do a game time, they have different segments. So you not only learn about what Gen Z wants in the world of work, but you hear kind of what
Yeah.
pop culture things they're into as well.
Inspired by them, Trish, and inspired by that idea of games. Let's play a quick game before we wrap up
Oh,
H3
goodness.
Live tonight.
Okay.
So this is an
All right.
HR kind of game. It's called Buy or Sell. It's a speed round. I'll throw out an idea. You tell me if
Okay.
you're buying it or are you selling it. Okay.
Okay.
Buy or sell is our
All
game. You
right.
ready to go? First
I'm
one.
nervous, but okay.
Buy or sell, Trish. Gen AI will replace HR business partner headcount by 2027. Buy or sell?
I'm going to say sell on that.
Really?
Okay, here's why. My reasoning would be, yes, I think it could ultimately replace that business partner aspects of the business partner role. I don't think HR moves slow, businesses move slow. I don't think it's going to happen by 2027.
Okay.
Maybe if you
I'm
said by
buying.
2030, you're going to buy it. Okay.
Yes. Now,
All
I don't
right.
mean replace all of them, just but
But
some of them, sure. I think so.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see who's right then, I guess, right? What else you got?
Okay, buy or
That was a
sell,
good one.
Trish. This is one we haven't talked about in a while, but in probably there's data, but we'd have to dig into it. But buy or sell, Trish, pay transparency laws, which we've seen enacted in a number of
Yeah.
locations. Pay transparency laws will drive more pay equity. Are these actually going to work to encourage or drive or foster more pay equity? Buy or sell that idea?
I'm going to buy it because, as we were just talking, like the upcoming generations, they want more transparency on everything. So, yes, I do think it will make a difference. And I think Gen Xers or any boomers that are still in the workplace, we're starting to buy into it too. Like we're
Yeah.
seeing some of the benefits, even though we weren't raised in that environment, right? We're seeing the benefits. I don't know. What do you think?
I buy that as well. I just think more information should lead to better outcomes, and the better
Yes.
outcome in this case being better and more equitable pay structures and pay
Yeah.
outcomes. So I'd buy that as well. I don't know what the data says just yet. Maybe it's too
Yeah.
early. Like these pay transparency laws are still relatively new,
Right.
but I'm buying. Okay, last one, Trish. Buy or
Okay.
sell. Similar to the first one. Buy or sell. We will see HR job titles with quote agent manager in them. Agent manager, meaning AI
Ooh.
agents, I'm sure, in them by next year, by 2026. Agent manager in HR.
Are we going to see any? I'm going to say buy. Are we going to see many? No. That's a buy and a sell for me. I'm gonna do the
I think it's going to be
thumbs up, thumbs
only the
down.
most progressive kind of organizations
Yeah,
out of the gate, maybe, who will have agent managers. But some of the enterprise players are already developing
yeah.
kind of agent manager tools and systems to manage agents specifically. That's out there already. Or Workday's
Now
in that
that's
space,
true.
Oracle's in that space, and more to come, I'm sure.
Let me ask you this, would that fall potentially more in the IT department then?
That's Trish.
Or a
That's a
role
great
that's
tease because on the next H3 Live, Trish, I want to do a whole
okay.
segment on who owns AI agents and AI co-pilots,
Oh, I teed that up
HR
without even intending to.
or IT. So that is a teaser. We'll cover that on the
All
next
right,
H3 Live because we're going to spend a few
that's
minutes
fair.
talking about that. So okay,
Yeah.
that was fun. We'll see if let's bring back buy or sell next week too, and we're going to come up
Yeah, it
with
was
some other little
fun.
fun things to do on the H3 Live shows. But this
I
has been
like
super
not
fun.
knowing what you're gonna ask me. So, and I think
Yeah,
it should be more than just HR stuff. I think
yeah,
we should
we
go all the
will. That
way.
was my first cut at it today, but
Okay, I like
we'll
it.
dig in a little deeper next time.
All right. Sounds good. Well, thank you everyone for watching, listening as always. I mentioned the HR Happy Hour Network. We have all kinds of shows. We've got them on diversity. We've got them on just working situations. Check us out where you get your favorite podcasts and also on hrhappyhour.net. We'll see you next time.